Alright. Is this thing actually... Okay, it is. And we're live. Hey guys, it's me, Rickusa46. I'm just gonna make the assumption that most of you are probably gonna see this after I, actually finish the stream, but, whatever. I'm gonna do it anyway. So, what we have here is actually a Christmas gift I got. And since I didn't really want to dedicate a full review to it, I decided why not to actually try building it. Since I've never gotten one of these things. I mean, to be honest, I never even asked for it. But, you know what? And it really shows because I don't know how to open this thing. Oh, stupid me. You know, I miss these things. Like, they used to have these on the... I think they still do. But I remember they had them on the battle packs when I was really little. I'd always get the Lego Star Wars ones. Yeah, this is made by the same people who made Bionicles. Oh, didn't mean to. If you're wondering how I have this set up, it's actually kind of weird. Because, first off, I need to move my lighting source so that way my hands aren't constantly blocking it. Oh, well, what do you know? Anyway, it's 2:51 for me. I've been holding off on it because I didn't have enough gray pieces, but maybe one more trip to the Lego store. I might actually be able to get to start on it. Yep. And it's slipping over. Oh no. Technical difficulties, people. This is what happens when I try to make a set. If you don't know, I basically made this. That's good. I'm just gonna rip this all off. I basically made this by tying a selfie stick of all things to my desk. Don't ask me why I have a selfie stick, because I'll answer it right now. Because I practically just stole it from my dad. I know, I'm such a terrible person, aren't I? Not only am I in possession of one, it's not even originally mine. But it makes a good camera stand, and it's meant for phones. I wasn't gonna go out of my way to buy it from, say, Fry's or anything. If you're wondering what that noise is, it's because I have tape. Because what good builder doesn't have it? So anyway, I remember today I finished up a whole bunch of stuff in my biology class today. And so, of course, in hindsight, it was probably a really stupid idea, but I decided, oh hey, Brick War Revenger, welcome to the stream. I decided that it would be a great idea to play on my Nintendo Switch, which I also have a Nintendo Switch. Please friend me. I'm sorry for that little plug. I couldn't help it. Also, thanks for the like. I'm still kind of used to it. I'm just setting up my stuff again, even though I made a really stupid mistake. So anyway, I was playing there, and she got mad that a bunch of my friends were talking around me. Now, don't get me wrong, I really shouldn't have brought a video game console into class, heck, onto the campus, let alone be playing it in class. So reasonably, she gets mad at me, and she tells me that, well, first off, she told me to put it away. Hoy like are there. I apologize. I don't know what that means, but I'll take that compliment, I guess. And so she made the comment, "I'm not letting you talk again." Ah, thanks. And so I comply. I don't speak. Like, I'm quiet for the rest of the class. But not even a few seconds later, a few like one of my friends laughed, and she immediately points at me and she basically makes me move to the other side of the room away from my friends, as if I actually was the person talking. And I was a little bit miffed because, first off, I didn't actually do anything. I mean, albeit, yeah, I brought a video game console to school, but still, I wasn't really instigating anything. And she acted as if I'm one of those people who are constantly interrupting the class, and I'm one of those no-good troublemakers. And I still don't understand what you're saying, Rick. But anyways, it is bugging. Oh, sorry about that. Jesus, I do not know how to stream properly. Well, I was just actually gonna get to building this. And so she was acting like she was yelling at us. The thing is that a whole lot worse goes on in her class, and she doesn't even bat an eye on it. And so I've also never actually built one of these before. I'm actually just starting to build this, but it's, what is it? I guess at 75116, Finn, one of the buildable figures, made by the same people who make Bionicles, so you know it's good. Sorry. This thing. I don't have a computer right next to me, so I can't tell if my voice is audible or not, so please tell me if you can hear me or not. But anyway, how are you doing? The fuck? Hold on, I gotta do something real quick. Sorry, I had to get something. Why is it that I can build these things flawlessly whenever I'm not recording it, and yet the second I turn on the recording button, I start to suck at building? It's actually rather embarrassing. I'm sorry, you guys. Ugh. It's a form of the Let's Play curse now, isn't it? You know, I've always wanted to do Let's Plays. I have done a few, but they were cringy and not very good. Wow, I'm actually able to make progress. That's new. There's been a game that I've always wanted to play, though. I have played it. Earthbound. And Earthbound is awesome. I seriously suggest you guys check it out. One of my pieces just fell off the ground. I mean, fell off the table. You guys know what I mean, don't you? Sorry if it's boring as well. I mean, you can honestly just skip the video if you want. I mean, no honesty, I really don't blame you. But I'm gonna attempt to I'm just gonna attempt to actually go through and actually record my entire experience with trying to build this thing. However much of a novice streamer makes me look like. And to be honest, I'm totally a novice at this. But you know what? It's only like 15 pages, so it's not that bad. Yeah. I'm actually been thinking of a few new mock ideas for my next few videos. I do have a few sets to review. Well, I mean, nothing very notable. I mean, no, honestly, I'd rather not have to. Well, that's how that works. That's actually really cool. Anyway, I'd rather not have to resort to doing small promotional polybag sets to do full videos. And I'm also really sorry if nobody can hear me right now. I'm gonna rewatch this and, well, really see how bad it turned out. There's probably somebody out there who's seeing this and he actually knows how to do this properly, and he's just cringing at the sight of this. I don't know why I view my own work so negatively. You know, I should have a more positive view on things. I mean, oh, nice to know that somebody's in my house now. Isn't that creepy? I'm just messing with you. It's just my brother. Right. Speaking of being right, I'm actually subscribed to The Right Opinion, the home of somebody who I can't say on YouTube without, well, why am I even worried about monetization? I mean, it's not like I can make any money off of this anyways. I mean, if I got to 1,000 subscribers, make it happen, people. Well, you know what? Yeah, let's make it happen. That's probably not going to happen for a good few years. But you know what? Patience is what got me this far, so the more the merrier, I guess. I never actually understood what that saying meant up until a few years ago. It's actually kind of sad. And now I'm missing a piece. Or maybe it's right in front of me and I'm just being stupid. I mean, both are equally plausible. Let's be honest here. Or is it like every other time to where it was actually in a bag that I threw out? What? There it is. So I was right. It was blatantly obvious where it was. Yeah, I'm actually able to stream today because I got home early from school. How my school district works is that on Mondays we have early release, and on paper that sounds amazing. Sounds like, what? getting out on Monday with no strings attached, like getting out early, that's awesome. And don't get me wrong, it really is. It makes starting and going through a school week a whole lot easier. It's like um, running into a bunch of sandbags on the first day of school as opposed to running into a brick wall. But the thing is that at the expense of like I'm supposed to bend this. The thing is that on our school, the way that works is that while we get out early on Monday, the rest of our school days are actually longer than I believe it's the United States standard. Like to give an example, I'm sorry if I'm. Oh, hey, new viewer. Oh, they're watching me go through this escapade of learning how to stream. I'm your host, not really a host, and you're gone. But basically, how it works is that Wait, what was I talking about again? Oh, right, the school system. So essentially, you just start. Jesus Christ, I don't even know how to explain it. It's ridiculously easy to. That's kind of sad. Okay, why am I embarrassing myself with this? You have more time in school on days that are not Monday. So, I believe our school day that's not Monday is like 8 hours. I mean, don't get me wrong, it goes by fast. I mean, it's what happens when you stuff like 8 periods into one day. But oh yeah, did I forget to mention I did not go to bed very early or early at all? I probably should have, but I don't know why I did anyway. Welcome to my life. I don't know why I did, but I did anyway. That's such a quotable line. I don't know why more people haven't used it. And this is times 2, so I'm gonna do it twice in a row. The thing is that 8-hour long school days, even if it doesn't feel as long, it can really drag on you. And like PE is one of the worst. Like there's this kid in my class, my PE class. Like there's something you should know about me. I don't really like I don't really use a lot of urban slang. I really don't like to. And like this kid is black. Now don't get the wrong idea. It's not specifically that I don't like him for. It's the fact that he calls me something that I really don't like, and you can probably guess by my attitude towards it. Also, I'm gonna check and see if this thing's actually still streaming, because my phone's actually on really low battery, and this is a really bad idea for me to be doing right now. But I'll endure. Oh, hey JJZ. I believe you're actually new here. Oh no, what happened? I'm assuming. Oh my god, one of the people on Instagram messaged me. Yo, boys, what's up? Ah, you made it sound like I was thinking that. Anyways, oh, I'm just building stuff on stream. I probably shouldn't be because I have no idea how to stream. Also, can you actually hear me? Because one of the last people here said that they were having some audio issues. But anyways, thanks for joining the stream. But to answer your question, Okay, cool. He basically he called me the N-word. And don't get me wrong, he wasn't trying to do it in an insulting manner. I mean, this is probably really pointless for me to be telling you, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. Um, I'm like 1/4 black. I have I'm mixed race. I have um a black parent and a white parent, but 3 white grandparents and a black grandparent. I'm a subscribe. Aw, thank you. Thank you for putting up with me in the stream. You guys are champs. And I can't stand this thing without it falling over. That's actually kind of sad, considering that's the main function of the model. And I can't even get that right. That's discouraging. The sad thing is that I was actually going on about how I need to be more positive, like just a few minutes ago. I got you. I'm a small YouTuber too. I kind of like the small YouTubers. They get to interact with their audience more. I mean, I don't dislike the larger ones. And I mean, in all honesty, it's actually kind of fun seeing what the smaller YouTubers can do. I mean, I find that the LEGO community on YouTube is actually surprisingly small when you go out and look at it. And I'm missing a knee pad, dang it. That you don't really see. I mean, as a matter of fact, oof, buildable minifigures. Yeah, I feel, yeah. I mean, I got this as a Christmas present, and I decided why not try streaming me building this thing? In all honesty, hey, Left Waffles. I really like saying your name. How are you? Also, how are you guys in chat? You guys' messages automatically pop up in the camera feed, so I'll see them immediately. So if I seem to answer a question out of the blue, and you just answered it, alright, that's good. That's basically me. I'm just responding to the messages as quickly as possible. How about you? I'm doing fine. I mean, I'm still kind of miffed at my biology teacher. I'm not gonna make you go through the effort of looking back at my stream, so I'm gonna fill you in real quick. Basically, I was finished with something that we were doing in biology, and it would have practically been a free period. Oh, and thank you for the extra like. So I decide to play Super Smash Brothers with a few friends. And of course, gotta go. Sick channel, dude. Oh, dude. Aw, thank you. Anyways, I'll see you later. I leave a like. I noticed. So understandably, she sees us, and she's really, really mad at us because we brought a game console on to campus, and now we're playing it. Now, I will admit to the fact that I probably really shouldn't have been playing it on campus in the first place. I shouldn't have brought it into a classroom and expected to play it without getting in trouble. That I will admit to. Unlike my dad, I can admit to my mistakes. I'm sorry, that was a cheap shot, but I had to make it. So the thing is that she overreacted by quite a bit, actually. It's actually kind of weird. So of course, me and my friends were laughing playing Super Smash Brothers. How did you get a Switch into school? Lol. Well, our school's actually surprisingly light on video games. I mean, there's some teachers who will flat out allow you to play it in class. And I don't know if I should name my teacher because I really don't want to dox her. I mean, since she's a public employee, somebody can access her personal information real easily, even if I just gave away a name. But anyways, um, she, for some reason, she was oddly, like, she was really mad for seemingly no reason. I mean, yeah, we were playing a video game in class, but she was acting as if it was a personal, like a personal attack on her, and she was really bent out of shape about it. And so she basically told us to shut up. And unlike in Texas, where I used to live, if you guys didn't know that, um, these teachers can actually tell you to shut up, since, well, that's what teachers can do, I guess. And so she looked at me specifically and she said, "No more words out of you. You can't talk anymore." And so I simply put my hands up. I didn't even say okay, but I made the gesture implying that okay. And so I actually didn't speak a single word. Yeah, I've considered online schooling, but the way it works in Arizona, or at the very least in my district, is that um, your overall grades don't matter, but only the grade you get on your final. So if I were to suck all year and then pass my final, I would still actually pass that class. But if I were to do great all year and screw up on the final, I would still fail the class because I failed the final. Like, it's honestly kind of broken here. I mean, I get that online school's online for a reason, so that way you don't have to go to a specific campus. But that's how it works in Arizona, at the very least from what I've seen. Um, oh, and another one of my pieces are missing. That's fantastic. Absolutely. I'm gonna just leave it at that. Like, at the piece, I mean, not the story. But anyways, I continued doing my thing, and by doing my thing, I mean just doing some classwork and whatnot. I mean, I was done with the project, so I figured I might as well just, like, I mean, it sounds weird for me to say this, but pretend to do something because she's like, she's like one of those teachers who she'll never believe you if you say that you don't have anything due. I mean, of course, she does have a level of seniority there, but and then for some reason she, like, just a few seconds later, like maybe a minute, she points over to me, she tells me to shut up, and then she moves me across, like, on the other side of the room. Now, it could have been worse. She could have kicked me out of the room. But the thing was is that I actually didn't say anything. And it wasn't the case like 99% of the other kids in my school to where they say they weren't saying anything, but really they were just making noises and talking. And them saying that they didn't do anything is just their way of trying to get away with it. But I actually didn't do anything. Which, I mean, it sounds kind of weird now that I'm explaining it to you. But anyway, so I was a little bit miffed at that, considering I was blamed for something I didn't even do. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, she's a good teacher and all. It's just suspicions like that. But the thing is that she was acting as if I had done this before, which I'm pretty sure you can tell by my tone, I haven't. And, like, uh-huh. Don't try to talk your way out of this. I know it was you, sort of situation. So she, like, it's like the case with students who are always the misbehaving ones and who are always the ones who do mischief. And she was acting as if she actually knew enough about me to make that judgment. I mean, first off, she ignored me for almost the entirety of the school year. It's just that one time you met my mom, and that's it. You've literally never interacted with me ever since the beginning of the school year. So who are you going around to make the call saying that that's something that I do? You know literally nothing about me apart from my name. And yet here she was acting as if she'd known me for years. And normally I wouldn't even care, but she's treating it like, oh crap, oh snap. Yeah, actually I did put that in wrong. If she wasn't disciplining, I cannot say that word properly in a sentence. If she wasn't using discipline, I wouldn't have minded very much. But she's thinking that I'm a troublemaker when I'm really not. And that's a problem for me, because when a teacher thinks that a student is a troublemaker, they become a whole lot less accepting of that student's explanations. And now she somehow thinks that I like for some reason she thinks that I constant. Oh, there goes that. I did not mean to shoot that off. You know, I'm not even gonna bother trying to get it. Oh, oh, would you look at that? One final mistake to cap it all off. And such a big mistake that I'm gonna have to take apart this entire gun to fix it. Not my brightest moment, people. I mean, thank God you haven't seen my more dull ones. They become a whole lot less like they don't trust you as much. I mean, ordinarily in school, you don't care if the teacher trusts you or not. But now I actually do have to care, because that can really determine. For some reason, the kids at my school have an affinity for blaming people who have nothing to do with something for something that they did. And the school disciplines the entire grade for something one kid did. I mean, oh, that's just embarrassing that I make that mistake. So what they end up believing that when I was in 8th grade, no, actually, yeah, 8th grade, there were these two girls who got into a fight on the playground. And because they got into a fight, the school system decided that instead of trying to discourage fights through promoting friendly behavior, they were just going to take away the recess of everybody in the 8th grade because we didn't do anything to stop the fighting. I'd like to offer you part of my story. When the fight started, I was on the other side of the playground playing Pokemon cards with my friends. I saw the fight, and it was a good 200 feet away from me. What was I supposed to do? Like, yeah, I heard that happens at a lot of schools actually. There was literally nothing I could have done. Like, they were hundreds of feet away from me, and I was right here sitting down with my friends playing a card game. And they treated it as if I could have done a ton of stuff. I'm done with the build, by the way, to stop this thing from happening. But no, I couldn't have. And so what resulted is that I ended up losing, in 5th grade, recess is 15 minutes long, at least in Arizona, in Dysart School District. What they did was make us line up which on average took about 5 minutes. So 10-minute recess. It's not too bad. But the thing is that they also started calling us in 5 minutes early as our official punishment. So that basically just made a recess a third of what it was. And yet the thing is that they were complaining, the teachers were complaining, and the staff was complaining that, get this, the students were too hyperactive. Like, I get that to some of you, that's like me making a big deal out of all this. It's kind of petty. And to a degree, I'd agree with you. But the thing is that the school is actively shooting itself in the foot here. I mean, don't get me wrong. As opposed to my last district, Dysart is way better. Like I dare say that Dysart is better than Litchfield. I mean, of course, I don't know how many of you guys actually go to Litchfield. I'm presuming none of you, considering that a vast majority of my audience, well, actually, a majority of my audience comes from the United States. I've got a couple of regulars from Germany, and one or two from Britain. But at the very least, I guess it's a necessary sacrifice that I've had to make. I mean, well, it depends on the school and their standards. Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, like, the kids here, like, my biggest problem with Arizona is actually just the other kids. I mean, in Texas, everybody was friendly and whatnot, and way more accepting. And I'm not meaning accepting, like, oh, my fingers are over the sensor. I don't like that. And I'm not meaning accepting as in, like, I literally had to tape the stand that I'm using to the edge of my desk. I'm sorry about that. They were nicer in general. But here, it seems like everybody was bitten. I'm not even going to use that term. It seems like everybody is over relying on edgy humor. It's like being a jerk is funny now. Now, don't get me wrong. There are, like, I do occasionally like dark humor. But if it's your staple humor, it's not funny. And, oh, another notification. This time it's Eckhart's Ladder. Like, wait. Just stepped on something. What the heck? Oh, it was a box. Anyway. They just over rely on dark humor, being a jerk. They think that stealing your hat and running away with it is funny. It really isn't funny, especially when it's a limited edition Nintendo hat. I really hated it when they did that too. They know it's a rare item, and they know I treasure it. I just broke my stand, and they just don't care. Like, I moved to Arizona in 2013. It could be the changing times where being nice to people isn't socially acceptable anymore. I'm sorry, that's actually not true. Being nice doesn't get you popular anymore. It was all about being savage and whatnot. No, don't get me wrong. Yeah, like in Arizona, as far as I've seen, you don't really store your stuff in your desk. When I was in elementary school, we did, but um, like I wasn't exactly in school in Arizona for very long. Just April and May in fourth grade and the entirety of fifth grade. And so, for some reason, from fifth grade to sixth grade, like, something changed because the kids were extremely rowdy. Everybody was getting into trouble, and really just a lot of drama. Like, I'm just sitting there wondering, what the hell happened? And yeah, like, I'm a freshman in high school right now. Um, it's actually kind of weird in my schooling system. Like, I graduated from elementary school. I went to middle school, transferred back to elementary school in seventh and eighth grade. Yes, I did go to seventh and eighth grade in elementary school. I don't know how that's supposed to work. Like K through eighth, if you ask me, that is a terrible idea. Like, uh, uh, I'm pretty sure all of you already know um, how high schoolers and middle schoolers act. Yeah, actually, it kind of was because sometimes we passed by kindergartners when we were going to PE. And these people really had bad mouths. Now, I personally try to be soft spoken. I don't base the entirety of my humor off of just swearing over and over again. I also don't base it off of musicals and basically making jokes about Logan Paul. That's what my other classmates are for. Basically, Jesus, I'm saying basically way too much. Um, I just end up actually trying to make thoughtful and well constructed jokes. The thing is that these people are making such dirty jokes around such young kids that I just sent something flying again. That these little kids just pick up those traits and they end up mirroring them to their friends because I'm acting like the big kids. And that doesn't work out very well for the adults. So, uh, it has a bad influence. And so, like, of course, I'm pretty sure, as you can guess by what I said earlier, I graduated from that school last year. Like, I can't really avoid the younger kids since we, like, for some reason they decided that we still need to line up and stuff in eighth grade. So it's kind of unavoidable at this point. I also have this Sherman tank here. I don't know why. It's actually one of my oldest Brickmania kits. I tried to ignore them, but when they're one of the few people who I have to interact with. I do appreciate your suggestions, though. But what's done is done, and I've already graduated from eighth grade. I mean, as a matter of fact, since the school is classified like since it has K through fifth grade, it's classified as an elementary school. So I ended up graduating from elementary school twice. Once in fifth grade and once in sixth. Wait, no, not sixth. Once in eighth grade. I mean, I went to Dysart because I didn't want to see anybody in Litchfield District again. I wanted to start anew because I was extremely outspoken to them. Like, outspoken to, like, to the point where even I'd say that I got a little bit obnoxious. I probably really should have not openly criticized them. Um, of course, I'm a lot more quiet now, and in all honesty, a whole lot more well liked in high school. Also, in high school, it's actually rather nice. You have a lot more freedom. But I get that it's kind of a stereotypical typical thing to say. And to be honest, I didn't really understand it until I actually went to high school myself, which is also an extremely cliche thing to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. Um, but in high school, at the very least, how it works. Hey, Lego Master. I actually really like your profile. Oh, there. Profile picture, I mean. And your channel, too. Um, it's basically how high school works in Arizona is that you have you have your normal classes, your first through, in my case, it's eighth period. Lunch schedules are a bit confusing. I have my first period, computer graphics and digital design, um, which basically we mess around with Photoshop and Illustrator. Right now, we're doing a project where we make, I believe we try to replicate the style of South Park. I mean, I haven't really watched South Park in a really long time. I'm not really the biggest fan of it, but I don't dislike it. And so we were doing that. I do mess around with the Adobe Illustrator. That's why if you go onto my Discord, you'll see a whole bunch of vector images that I made while messing around with it. Yeah, Photoshop is a little bit confusing to use. I mean, I probably could do really better with it if I were to actually apply myself in that class. But yeah, you have my. Anyways, my second period is algebra 2. I mean, this year it's algebra 2. Um, which, is algebra. Apparently, it's called numerical equations or differential equations in other continents. And no, I don't mean that just to say different countries, but actually different continents. Uh, Apparently, it's different around the world and whatnot. I actually was one of the only people in my class to actually pass the algebra final. I got a 73.5, if you wanted to know. And for my third period, I have English Language Learning Arts, or ELA, or English. Wow, the rest of your class is dumb. Like, I honestly have the least respect for my second period class, in the most respect for my third period class. Like, my second period class, it has a whole bunch of these kids who just won't shut up. Like, uh, I'm hoping that you guys have never had to deal with this, but people will just yell out the word single or say won't, like that. That was a terrible impression. But imagine somebody doing that, extremely high pitched and extremely loud, and them not stopping. And then they get mad whenever the teacher gets fed up with them and kicks them out of the room because that's not fair. I wasn't doing anything. What the heck was that for? Like, I'm sorry if I'm coming off as extremely sarcastic or sadistic whenever I'm talking about these people, but really, I'm just sick of them. Like, I'm not the biggest fan of math, but come on, just let me try and pass my class, please. Also, don't worry, I saw your message. I was just speaking while it was on my screen. Um, but my third period class is actually, I'd say I actually have a lot of fun in there. I mean, first off, my teacher lets us do whatever we want if we don't have anything to do. I was actually playing Super Smash Brothers in the middle of third period. There's this one kid who everybody hates, but he never shut up, and I hate him. It's like every day, like, shut up. And the lights went out today, and he said he got punched in the stomach. That actually sounds like something a lot of the kids at my school would do. Like, if the lights went out, they'd punch somebody in the face or in the stomach, and nobody could tell who it was. And the people who did know wouldn't tell the teacher or anybody else because, in all honesty, who's gonna stop the people who are making people you don't like um punch mystery? Like, people, like, making the people you don't like not talk anymore. Like, I wouldn't object to that. I mean, it sounds harsh when I say it out loud, but it's my opinion. Uh, my fourth period is lunch. It's actually kind of confusing. Well, not really too confusing, but how lunch works is that lunch is 30 minutes long. And so basically, you spend the first 30 minutes in any mod. Oh, snap. I've wanted to, like, I don't get me wrong, I've wanted to kick a few kids in my school in the face. And by saying that, I'm right now on a assault registry, but whatever. I I've always wanted to deck a few kids in the face, and I came pretty close to it a few times. I have lunch at 10:25 in the morning, mod 3. Like, module 3. Actually, I think that's actually around the time I have lunch. Like, I get out for lunch at 10:30 on normal days. So, yippee. Um, but the school disciplinary system is so broken that I don't want to risk it. Like, we get a lot of breaks in my school. That's actually kind of neat. Uh, like, I hate it when people like. There's this kid in my class. He actually has a YouTube channel. I hesitate on naming it, but he's constantly asking me for my YouTube, like for my YouTube. Um, why does my leg keep shaking? It's like I'm cold. Anyways, he keeps asking me for my YouTube account, but I'm actually legitimately concerned that he's going to dox me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not really too concerned about my name getting out there. Yeah, I have a few friends that only know. Like, I'm not too concerned about my real name getting out there. I mean, heck, I've even said it on the channel itself. I mean, by all means, I'm not going to stop you from trying to see my name. I mean, as a matter of fact, I might as well say it. My name is Kenneth. Um, but I'm worried that he's actually going to do things like try to leak my address. And there's a lot of people at my school who I'd rather not know that I have this channel. I mean, don't get me wrong, a lot of kids at my school, and my leg is shaking again, and I don't know why. You know, I actually had a friend who did that. I believe his channel name is Donkey Unicorn. Don't ask. And he, like, in the middle, like, it was one of the last 2 weeks of 8th grade. And so he got up on a stand. Well, actually, it was just a chair. And I announced to the entire class that he had created a new channel, and he asked everybody to subscribe to him. He actually has a video on there that actually has me with the face reveal. Ha ha ha. I mean, his channel isn't named Donkey Unicorn anymore. That's what I remember it as. I'm subscribed to it, but I actually have my face in there. So it's one of the few channels that actually has my face. One of the only video on YouTube that has my face, actually. Such an elusive thing, isn't it? Then again, I'm not gonna stop you if you find it. But I'm also not exactly gonna link to it. Alright, see ya. And, like, have you ever had to deal with those people who are over familiar? I believe is the right term. Try to act over familiar to you. Like, they think that you and them are actually close pals, but really you don't want anything to do with them. This kid is a prime example of it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm appreciative of friends. I mean, hey, my social life was pretty much destroyed by coming up to this state. I mean, what's any harm in making any friends? I mean, first off, I'm having breakfast for dinner. You know, I've always wanted to call it Brinner, but it sounded like a stupid name. Um, he'd he'd pretend that we're really close. As a matter of fact, he tried proclaiming me as his best friend, but fun fact, no. In second one, um, he tried referring to me. I actually really don't want to say it. I mean, I get that I'm hesitating way too much for something that probably really doesn't even matter. But he kept referring to me as the N word. I'll leave it at that, Lego Master. And, like, in all honesty, I really don't like it when people do that. And he just, like, basically, he just kept playing the race card for everything. Like, oh, you don't want me going through your locker? That's because I'm black. Like, oh, you don't want to share your food with me? That's because I'm black, isn't it? Like, he kept using race as, like, as an objective, like, he actually acted like it actually mattered. And it's super annoying because whenever somebody calls him out for something, he just goes, "Oh, it's because I'm black, isn't it?" I mean, I hate it when people do that. It's like, if you find my Discord, you'll see Raging Roxas. His channel recently got hacked. So now, first off, I just broke something really badly. I'm sad now. Um, but he, like, if you're on my Discord channel, you'll see that. uh, when I was in middle school, I was getting cursed out because I used the term burned instead of roasted. I kid you not. Like, I actually said that somebody got burned, and they just got really mad at me for some reason. Eh, like, apparently it's a crime against the humanity to use outdated slang. But and again, this was also right around the time that the dab started to get popular, and like, I try to be soft spoken, and I don't really use curse words in like to really emphasize points. But that was hell. Like, I'm sorry if you guys don't like even minor swear words like that, but it was honestly, it was horrible. And for the next 2 years, I believe it was up until, well, how is Fortnite in your school? Surprisingly unpopular. Like, in high school, everybody seemed to have outgrown it, but in um, I believe it started to get popular right around the end of 7th grade. Yeah, like, some kids started playing it at the end of 7th grade, but it didn't really take off. I mean, everybody was still busy listening to Jake Paul and dabbing. I mean, I get that I'm generalizing things here. But that's really all they did. I mean, nobody made any funny jokes. All they did was just dab and talk about Jake Paul. But in 8th grade, everybody was obsessed with it. Like, people were just playing it in the middle of, like, as a matter of fact, they were playing it in the middle of class and they just didn't care. Like, the teacher would tell them to put it away, but they just put the phone underneath the desk where the teacher can't see it and continue playing it. Well, I mean, dabbing is a good way to drive away friends, so it's not all bad. But anyway, they basically, like, they just didn't care about what the administration said. It was like it was a drug. I mean, I get that that's kind of an extreme comparison, but really that's actually rather accurate. I mean, of course, luckily now, um, thanks to the popularity of anti Fortnite, it kind of feels weird to say that, but it feels accurate too. Yeah, quick build stream lasts an hour and a minute. I'm probably just gonna end it really soon, but I'm gonna tell a few stories first. Um, hey, people seem to. It seems really popular to hate Fortnite now, and really, it's honestly kind of sad because you can predict, like, how on internet culture works. You can predict how students are going to start acting in school. I mean, I find it kind of sad because I tried predicting it for myself and it worked to a shockingly accurate degree. Like, to the point where I also have this bottle of Big Red on my thing. I don't know why. Um to the point where I was even able to predict who was going to act like what. It, it, that level of predictability is really just kind of sad. I mean, well. I guess not everything can go my way. But anyway, Um, Eventually, the kid who was basically calling me the N word, he eventually started getting pushed around by a bunch of other people who didn't like being called racial slurs. I'm the mock. I haven't even started on the mock. I haven't even. Like, I actually have a little document on what types of mocks. I just broke something again on what type of mocks that. And I just broke something else. This is saddening. Black Ops 4 is better. Oh, for a second I was wondering, wait, what were you talking about? Um, I do have a little notepad with a bunch of mock ideas. To list a few, there was the Alaskan campaign, Battle of, like, I believe it was Battle of Pololu, but I don't have enough soldiers for that. But I do have this tank. As a matter of fact, this is actually starting to grow dust on it. That's how little I've actually used it. Which is sad because I actually got it for a Christmas gift. Wait, not Christmas. It was a birthday present for my 12th birthday, I believe. 12th or 11th. I have a review for it on there, on my channel. Probably look back and actually judge it accurately. I'm 15, by the way. I certainly feel a whole lot older than most of my classmates. I mean, the way they act. Like, basically, their sense of humor is really juvenile. I'm 11. You know, that's really around the time when I really got way more into Lego than I. Like, really, when I was 11, a lot of good sets came out. So, what else is here? Didn't I get a. Oh, yeah, I just ordered a bunch of stuff off of eBay. I was trying to find MMCB capes. They're the people who make the trench coats and whatnot. But they closed their site because they're on a long-deserved vacation. Started my channel at the age of 8. I know, at the age of 10. I'm sorry. I believe I started it, like, really, I didn't really even start my channel. I just happened to get one because I just gotten my phone. And when you get a phone, you get a Google Plus account. How do we get 8 for 10? It was because the word age was still on my mind. So when I was thinking of a number, I immediately said 8 because age and 8 sound pretty similar. I'm sorry. Um, but anyways, I actually started uploading on, let's see, December 6th, 2014. My first video on YouTube was of me basically saying hello and telling them what I was going to be doing. Sad thing is that I don't even have the video anymore, but I do have a screenshot of it, and it's my Google Plus background. And it's probably somewhere in my Google Photos, so I'll have to look there. And my next video was a review from a 2006 Droid Battle Pack, I believe. And both of those videos got a few hundred views. So that was nice. But then, like an idiot, I decided to delete them because I wanted to do Pokemon card openings. See how cringe my first one is? I honestly wouldn't really call my first video on YouTube cringeworthy. I mean, sure, you can see the amateur. Well, is it connoisseur? You can tell that it was made by a beginner, but honestly, Roy wasn't even cringy. I wasn't trying to put on a fake style. I wasn't trying to pretend to be like an overly happy vlogger. I was just saying hello. I mean, really, it actually aged rather well. I feel kind of disappointed that I actually decided to delete it instead of just privating it. But I was using my Kindle, but then I moved up to my phone. As a matter of fact, if you don't know, the phone that I'm using is a Samsung Galaxy S9. Like, my mom originally wanted to get me, it was another Samsung phone. I forget what, but I chose this one specifically for the camera. because I dedicated so much of my time to YouTube. I mean, I know that's hard to believe with how sporadic my updates tend to be. I try to upload on a consistent basis, but I've had literally months of not being able to do anything. I mean, that kind of comes when you rotate between your parents. I mean, it also comes with family tensions. And family tensions and trying to be happy and build Legos aren't exactly the best thing for me. I am unsubbing because you are a Samsung user. Wait, what the heck? Oh snap! I accidentally activated Bixby. Didn't mean to do that. If you don't know, also first off, I forgot to attach this piece. If you don't know, Bixby is the Samsung equivalent to Cortana, and I feel embarrassed that I don't remember her name. Probably something really obvious. Anyways, I'm planning on. I don't have a specific plan. I seriously suggest that. Why is why is your camera moving if you have two hands in your front? Well, I just untaped this thing from the edge of my desk, and right now I'm holding it between my knees. And I'm holding it on a stick. I'm holding it on. You can't bend that far. I'm really hoping it doesn't switch the camera. Yeah, I'm using this thing. I'm using a selfie stick. I will admit it. And anyways, this is arguably the quickest stream I've ever had, and I hope to do more like it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm just gonna end the stream now since I don't really have much more to talk about. But thanks for tolerating me attempting to build this thing for a while. I'll try to find that last remaining piece. Anyways, I'll see you later. And I hope to have another mock. Yeah, it's the quickest stream. I mean, it's so quick that Nerd Brick would be jealous. He'd be so jealous and asking me, why can't I do streams this quick? You know what? I'm just gonna name all my streams quick. Because let's be honest, they're the quickest streams on Earth. I mean, nobody can beat this. Anyways, I feel sorry for the third person who just joined. And I'll see you guys later. Thanks for sticking around.